Listen, guys. Oh, by the way, welcome to Exploring the Holos. Um, I'm not liking. First, let me start off by saying I know people hate when uh, I get political or whatever, but I'm really worried about the way the polls are going. And I know they say don't trust the polls. Um, I don't like the messaging that the Democratic Party is putting out there. And it's becoming less populist. And when I say that, what I mean is they're talking less and less about what they're going to do for the people and more about what they're going to do for billionaires and corporations. And that is definitely not reflecting well on them in the polls. And the whole thing with being happy that the Cheneys and all these neocons are, and even campaigning with these neocons that were super unpopular, that's the wrong way to go. Nobody wants nobody wants a Democratic Party that is the party of war. And I do believe they're better on the economy because you can see from the inverted yield curve, if you look back to before the pandemic, that during Trump's years we were headed towards a recession. And people, apparently they don't understand anything. They don't understand how the economy works. They don't understand that it takes a few years to make the economy bad after you've had such a good president on the economy. Obama built up a very strong economy after his 8 years. And yes, he had driven up the deficit a little higher than Trump, but he was president for 8 years, not 4 years. The numbers are almost identical, and Obama was president for twice the time. So Trump was terrible on the economy. You just didn't feel it until after the pandemic. And a lot of people say, well, yeah, but the gas prices. Yeah, the gas prices were low because nobody could drive anywhere. We were under lockdown. And you can't blame Biden for the lockdowns because he wasn't president yet. And I just feel like people have no memory. They have very short attention spans. They don't know civics. They don't understand that Congress has to approve spending. And that's the other thing with the FEMA thing. There's all this misinformation going around about FEMA and them leaving people behind and not giving them more than $750. That all has to be determined by Congress. Congress determines how much agencies spend. That is the point of Congress, and people don't understand that. And there's a huge education problem in this country. So enough about the failings of the two parties. What are we going to do about it? I am calling for a populist revolt, a new world order. No matter who wins this election, November 6th, the day after the election, we need to start a populist movement. Neither one of these parties care about people or their voters. They care about who gives them the most amount of money. And until we get rid of the Electoral College, I don't think it's going to matter to these people what their voters say. It's clear to me that they don't care about the polls. Kamala Harris came out strong with her populist message right after she picked Tim Walz. And then all of a sudden, she flip-flopped and is talking about how she's going to be so good for business and how we're hearing rumors that she might get rid of Lena Khan. And I don't know. It's turning off voters, I think. And she needs to not do that. She needs to get back to her populist, what she is going to do for the people. She needs to run on paid family leave because it is very popular with both Republicans and Democrats. And I don't know. It's time for another party, I think. I think we could have a populist party, and we could take at least 75% of the voters from both parties and create this third party. And you say, well, how are you going to get the funding? Because all the billionaires are funding the other two parties. That's when you divest. And if you remember the protests that they had on the college campuses a few months back for, in support of Palestine, what that all was about is the students did not want their college tuition funding Israel. And that is why they fought so hard against these protesters, because they care about money. And we have, together as a collective, we have the money. And if we're boycotting them, these billionaires that don't support us, we just boycott them. And eventually they will change their mind and they'll support us. And they're not going to get what they get with the other parties, but they're not going to have a choice, because we're the consumers, right? And I've been noticing this for a while. All the groups that I am a part of all have the same wants. And I think if we come together, we can change these politics for the better. And if you agree with me, leave a comment. And if you want to join me, give me a thumbs up. But that's all I got for this week. It's the lesser of two evils. I'm going to vote for Harris because Trump is fascist dictator wannabe. And honestly, here's how it's going to go. This is the best case scenario. Trump gets elected. He is going to wreak havoc for 2 years. And if you pay attention to what happened in the past, you can be a total psychic and predict the future. This is how psychics work. All they do is pay attention to the past. Trump will get elected. The first 2 years, he'll create havoc. He will give Israel the go-ahead to strike Iran. We're going to get into one hell of a war. And all of a sudden, he's going to lose a lot of support. And there's going to be protests and violence. And it's going to be bad. Our economy is going to crash so hard. You think gas prices are bad now. Wait until we bomb oil fields in Iran. And that's what they're talking about already. Lindsey Graham wants to bomb the oil fields in Iran. And a lot of your kids, a lot of these people who voted for Trump are going to be sending their kids over there. And after 2 years, Democrats are going to get to take over the House and the Senate, and Trump will have no power unless he uses his immunity clause that the Supreme Court gave him. And then he's just going to break the law with impunity. All of his lawsuits are going to be, and his indictments and his felony convictions are going to be thrown out. And then, if after 4 years we do have another election, which I'm worried, that's my biggest worry, that he'll just not leave. And he has that immunity clause. All he has to do is just say it's an official act. I don't see a way that he would leave, and that's what scares the hell out of me. So then there's going to have to be a physical removal of him, and I'm really scared. I'm really scared that he is going to get back in power. He is a crazy freaking lunatic, and he doesn't understand what happens to dictators. Look at what happened to Hitler. Look what happened to Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi. Eventually they meet grim, painful end. And I don't think that he's really thinking about the future. He's not really thinking about his future. And being a dictator is not... He's just not smart. He's a buffoon. He should stick to comedy. And, you know, if he was a comedian, and maybe I'd buy tickets to go see him. But right now, he's just a sexual predator. Anyways, hopefully things turn out right. Hopefully you have a good, safe week. This is going to probably be the last time you see me in this camper for a while. I hope that I have all the winterization done correctly. And have a safe week. Ad astra, my friends.